Hi there, and welcome to our penultimate adventure, day 9, in our journey. And first of all, to all of you that woke up in America and didn't realize that us in Europe have changed to daylight saving time, hi. You're a little late, but hey, it's okay. You'll catch the rest of it. Anyway, I've spent all my time with you over these days pounding the hell out of mind and trying to put in perspective what it means to be distorted in this life by making decisions with the mind. So much of my work in design has been to make an enemy out of conditioning. It's something that I had to teach people about, that I had to introduce them to, that I had to get them to understand in the context of the way in which we understand conditioning, the way in which our openness leads us to be attracted to others, to be lost in the other, to lose our authority through that conditioning. As you go deeper into the knowledge, you begin to see that the way in which mind operates is that mind is always connected to your conditioning first and foremost. You have an open center and your mind jumps on it because that's what it does. It just jumps on it and it takes it and it uses it and it uses it so that you can be pulled away from whatever is possible for you in this life. It's all a question of mind. I think many of you understand that the moment that you enter into this knowledge and you enter into the experiment of your inner authority, that you already have a visual accomplishment in your process. You can see the difference. But the mind and its dilemmas linger. They linger. It's why I keep on suggesting that you go radical, I mean, really. To really let go of your mind making decisions. See, when I was given the knowledge, conditioning wasn't presented to me as the enemy. It wasn't. It was simply presented to me as, the de facto truth about the nature of the world that I lived in. That nobody was who they were supposed to be. That nobody was living out what was their unique life. That nobody was making a unique contribution to the whole. No one. Because everyone was lost in the conditioning, and because I understood right from the beginning that the conditioning is genetic, it's a genetic imperative. We have no control over our genes. I mean, I knew that. I came into the world with an undefined emotional system, and if a woman walked by with a juicy emotional system, I was gone. I mean, just gone. It was like, And then, of course, we'd wake up the next day and they'd be in a bad mood. And it's like, oh, my God, let me out of here. Please. See, conditioning is not something we can escape. We can't. I remember somebody saying to me, are you conditioned now? And I said, yes. What am I going to do? I'm in the movie with the rest of you. We're all in the Maya. We're all conditioned. It's all there. It's not about getting away from conditioning. That's called death. You don't want to be conditioned anymore? Die. It's the only way out of the movie, right? And it's dumb, by the way. Because conditioning is the only thing that's interesting. That's what makes life interesting. Shit, if everybody was like me, I'd be bored. It's what makes life interesting. There's Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Good. See, the conditioning's everything. It's been very difficult for me for 21 years to keep on telling people the conditioning is bad. Because you have to. It's a nice thing about being in a duality. There's truth on both sides. On both sides. See, at the end of our journey together, I want you to have a sense of what mind can be. What conditioning can mean to you. How you can embrace conditioning in your life fully. I don't want to be separate from the Maya. I don't. I love it. It's perfect. It's my Maya. I just want to dance in the Maya. You know, I don't want anything to get in the way. I don't want any resistance. I don't want any bullshit. I just want to float in the Maya because this is what I'm here for. See, I used to be tormented by my 3 open motors. I mean, tormented, eh? Drove me crazy. I mean, just the open route. Those of you who have an open route, you can commiserate with me. What a trip to be not self and have an open route. I had an experience when I was about 9 years old. And I'm a deeply secretive, private person, as a kid even. And I kept on hearing this voice. And he kept on saying, faster, 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 faster. I guess it was some kind of hormonal thing because I was going through a change physically. But it was my open route. And in my whole family, I was surrounded by these root people. I mean, heavy-duty root people. And I was under enormous pressure. And I was the last of 4 children. And all I wanted to do was catch up. All I wanted to do was be faster than everybody else. And there was this faster, faster, faster. It drove me nuts. You know, the moment that anything was put in front of me, I could not savor it. I couldn't. I didn't know how to savor, you know? That's an awful thing. Oh, it is. How it destroys love. How it destroys the most simple of pleasures. And now, oh, I love the root. Right? I'm working off all
Grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss.
the root stuff you're giving me. I'm working off of it. You know, I'm an ego being. I only work through willpower. And my energy is more than just simply reliant on my ego as a performer. This is performance. I need the juice. You give me the adrenaline. I ride on your root energy. And I'm not going faster. I'm just riding that wave. It's powerful. You know, I'm a great admirer of the root. It's one of those sensors I look at and I think, wow, this is really something. All of these pressures that make life possible, all of them, these forces that drive the whole life. Wisdom. Wisdom is something we all have within us. It's called conditioning. You know, this is the joke. See, I've got a totally open sacral. It is natural for me to find wisdom in knowing the mystery of life. Because I have a totally open sacral. I take in the life force. I take in the great generative life force. I take it in from every possible corner. I take it in without prejudice. It just comes in and I read it. And I'm in touch with the life force and the meaning of life. I don't get my meaning of life from my 4323, what's fixed in me. This is just my natural gift of being able to structure and express the explanation. But the wisdom comes from my openness, comes from my open sacral, comes from my open solar plex, comes from my open root, comes from my open head. I used to think about things that don't matter, and they mattered to me. Now I think about things that don't matter, and I know they're useful for my students. Very funny. You know, I have wisdom about all this shit that floats around out there in the head center world. You know, some of it's really good stuff. But you see, I used to think about that stuff in its relationship to me. Insanity. Insanity. No wisdom. Nothing. Just the basic stupidity of anyone who's not self. And yet there within me lay the potential for this extraordinary wisdom. See, my whole thing about pushing you into the experiment is so that you can have the opportunity to find wisdom in this life. Not simply find it, but express it. Express it. Outer authority. Outer authority is something new to learn about. It really is. You know, we have lived our lives in which inner and outer authority has been the same thing. The mind trying to control life and lying through its teeth. Always trying to control the situation. Always trying to make the decision work for them. Always trying to get the other to do what they want. See, the moment that your mind is both inner and outer authority, you are lost. Just like that. Bang, gone. See, you can't get to wisdom until your mind is unemployed. No, it's true. It has to be fired from its job. You know? You invite your mind into your office. This is the first thing you do. Make an appointment. Mind, I'd like to talk to you. Please come into my office. I have been looking at your track record. And I noticed that you're really lousy at making decisions. You're fired. Period. And because we like you, we'll keep you around in a lesser position. You know? We're going to put you in the research department. We're going to take you out of the decision-making department, and we're going to put you in the research department. Because until your mind is unemployed, you're never going to get a chance to smell the roses, you know? You won't. That mind is just going to be in the way. You can be nice to it, by the way. You can invite it in and retire it. You don't have to be cruel and fire it, you know? You can just say, look, we have new technology now, and we have a much more efficient way of making decisions, and we would really like you to move over here into this department because it would be a lot easier for the rest of us. And the thing about mind is, it has no power. I mean, that's the thing that's so funny about watching people ruined by their minds. Because in the end, the moment that you put mind in its place, it'll stay there. It stays there. I mean, I have a very powerful mind. It has no ability to be able to control my decision-making. It doesn't. It lost that power a long time ago. You know, every once in a while I can feel it sort of want to. You know? It would like to sort of get back into the old game, right? And then it suddenly realizes that this is not going to work. And it goes back to doing what's best. Research. See, what I love about mind is I can't look at anything without seeing the other side. You come up to me and tell me somebody's bad, I'll see the good. You tell me somebody's terrific, I'll see the bad. I have to see that. I know that everything is this and that. Everything is this and that. This is what mind's good at. You know, Maya, the word Maya from the Sanskrit, to measure, ma, to measure. This is what mind does. Great measuring machine. It measures this and this and that and this. It's so good at that. As long as it stays in the measurement business, everything's okay. The moment it's in the conclusion business, then you've got a problem. See, what I like with my mind in terms of my personal life is I like my mind to keep me informed. You know? I mean, it's watching the movie. So it's interesting what it has to say. So I listen to my mind go on and on about this thing or that thing. I don't pay any attention to it in the sense that I'm not looking for it to tell me what to do. I'm interested in its perspective. That's all. Because that's what it's good at. It's what it's good at. See, outer authority is the first time you get a taste of what this can be. See, everything about life is about cognition. This is what life is about. We are only here to be cognitive. It doesn't matter whether we have huge muscles and, you know, we're here for the brain. We're here for self-reflected consciousness. We're here for the highest level of self-reflected consciousness that's possible now. And there's something unique about it because it's so damn personal. Oh, I love that. I mean, you know, that's why I do this job, after all. You know, I love the fact that everything is within us. It's not in somebody else. You know, I'm like Groucho Marx. I would never belong to an organization that would have me as a member. I'm not that kind of person. You know, I have trouble belonging to the human design community. You know, I'm not that kind of person. You know, belonging to a club is not my thing. I love the fact that this is my universe. Screw you, you know, it's my universe. I live here. I wake up every morning and make it up. It's my movie. I'm God in my movie. I have absolute power as God in my movie. I am the only one who makes decisions in this world. Ah, I love it. You know? How sweet. I remember not self. I remember how everybody controlled my life. Everybody. Everybody. The person in the shop, you know? I mean, it didn't matter who the hell it was. They were all controlling my life. They were all determining whether I would do this or do that. You know, not self-manifester. Piss me off. I do.
פשוט נקודה ירוקה, שתיקה, אחוז בבטריה 13, כל מיני סימנים, 08, 01. בזמן שעוד זמן סיבוב בדרך, אני אפרוק את הבלה בלה בלה מילים פה. 12% בבטריה. כן. אני גם, אוקיי. אוי, המחברת לא כאן, המחברת לא פה. אוקיי, אני אכתוב באוויר. איזה סדרה מצוינת. ילד אוכל יקום, בולע יקום, בעברית. וואו, אז אני אכתוב ככה באוויר כדי שאחר כך בעתיד אני גם אשלח עוד 2 סרטונים, או לפחות אחד שקשור ל-1933, ואז אתה יכול להעביר את זה, את יכולה להעביר את זה. אתם יכולים להעביר את זה למי שמתאים. להעביר באוויר, ברשת האינטרנטית. אני משתפת את האופן שבו מנקודת מבטי אני תופסת את הערוץ הזה, מסהו לא משנה, אחד הערוצים שקשורים בעידו לא יודע, זמן סיגמל לבן, ורוד, בוב, מסהו. לראייתי, התמימות הזאת שבי בתוך העולם הווירטואלי הזה, יוטיוב, מותר ואסור, זכויות יוצרים, כל הדברים האלה שאתה בעצם ביחד, אתה, לתפיסתי, וגם עולה לי לתקוותי, שאתה שמה באחריות, כן? 50, אתה, את, באחריות, רואים סרטון שאתה עושה את הסינון האחרון דרך הערוץ. אתה מוציא לאור באמת 8-1, כן? אנחנו מתחילים את ההקלטה הזאת כשאתה יושב עליי ואני מדברת בעבודה 4 דקות טוב, אתה לא יושב עליי, על זה ש11% בבטריה ואני רגע פורקת את פורקת, יוצאת כדי לארגן לעצמי את מה שנדמה לא מאורגן. כי 1762 הוא כזה לארגן לעצמי, ואז אצלי זה יהיה מאורגן, אז גם אצלכם זה יהיה מאורגן. ואז זה יהיה לכולם עכשיו כזה, טוב, לארגן את הדברים, ככה, עכשיו, דיס ודעת. כל המיותרסקי הזה. ובכל זאת, זה כאילו התנועה הזאת, האינג יאנג הזה, בין הפחד, לראות את הפחד, ואז לא מפחדת מזה שפקה. לא מפחיד אותי שכל העולם ואחותו יראה עכשיו את זה לא... זה היכולת לדמיין שהפחד הוא מדומיין. אז כשאומרים לך, אומרים מבחוץ, אומרים לי קולות, אנשים אומרים לי לא בריא להיות יותר מדי בדמיון, זה משהו שהוא כאילו לא הגיוני עבורי. ולומר שבזכות היכולת לדמיין משהו, אנחנו מפחדים או לא מפחדים. אז כשאנחנו מדמיינים ששער 18 מדבר על כל הפחדים, ואז אנחנו חווים פחד, או קו אחד חווה יותר פחד, כי הוא הישרדותי, יסודי, וכי וכי וכי. פחד, פחדנות, מהתחול, פחד הישרדותי, פחד רגשי, ואפשר לפרק את זה עוד ועוד. אז אני מפרקת לעצמי בכל רם את הפחד מהדבר הזה, היוטיוב, הצינור, המחשבה שכאילו אני כל כך תקועה על זה כי עוד לא מגיעה אליי תשובה במשהו, ואז אני רואה שזה יכול להיות על כל כך הרבה דברים בחיים שלא מגיע אליי תשובה. איך אדע ועודני ילד זו חידה, ואחר כך מגיע צלצול, זה צלצול, כן? ואחר כך אל תלכי כבן שמש תתרי טה. כמה שזה חמוד כל כך שהצלצול, אני רואה כל מיני דברים שכשאני לפעמים רק חושבת אותם בראש ולא אומרת אפילו לאף אחד, ופתאום איזה יופי, הצלצול הוא כבר לא משהו שמחריד אותנו, כי זה איזה שיר חמוד או שיר שמביא, כי זה שיר שזה כבר מגניב. כל מיני דברים שקטנים והפרטים שאפשר עכשיו לשים לב לכל כך הרבה פרטים והשמות ותאריכים תוך כדי שאנחנו כבר גם מאוד מנוסים בלשתוק ולשמוע קולות בטן לראות שטויות כאלה שהן שטויות בגיל אחד, זה לא שטות, ובגיל אחר, ואז זה כבר לא קשור לגיל, זה קשור לתפיסה, זה קשור לטיפוס, זה קשור להילה, זה קשור וחיבור קשרים ומילות מפתח, קריאת מפה במרכאות שהיא בדרך כרגע בערוץ. במרכאות קריאת מפה, כי זה כל אקטיבי לא אקטיבי. אז הדבר שהסומכת הזה, סומכת עליך, סומכת עלייך, שאתם שכל אחד כאילו 7 כזה, הוא אומר שכל אחד עושה את תפקידו נאמנה, ובזה שאתה שם מאחורי הקלעים לתפיסתי, וכשאני אומרת אתה, אז את קולטת שאני סומכת עלייך, שאת זאת שבוחרת את הסרטונים שבסוף באמת יגיעו החוצה או לא. ואלה שישארו כאילו קבורים לנצח בספריות ובפרטיות. פרטיות ומדד האומץ או מבוכה, כאילו אומץ או מבוכה בישנות, לצאת לאור או לא לצאת לאור. בשמות, בתאריכים, במפות, בסרטונים, גלוי, לא גלוי. גילוי, קשור וקשור, הכל קשור. המילים, כאילו המילות מפתח הן עושות את שלהן בעצמן. זהו, אז ככה בוא נראה, אני אשחרר את זה ואז נראה מה הלאה. כן.